Hello, my name's Patrick Fitzgerald. I'm a doctor in Willowood Hospice in East Manchester, and joining me today is Nicola, who's one of our dementia outreach nurses. And what we're going to do today is just briefly talk around how you can make plans for future care for somebody who might not be able to contribute to that conversation. So somebody with dementia. So first off, Nick, I was going to ask you, how long have you been doing this job for?
So just over 2 years now.
And when you first started compared to what you know now, what would you say the main issues are around starting conversations around future care with patients or their carers who have dementia?
It's quite difficult. Ours are really quite advanced, so they can't express any wishes.
So these are
Family,
patients who are unable to speak their wishes at all that you're seeing.
yeah, yeah.
Do you get
Um,
frustrated that you wish you'd got in there earlier?
yeah, I think because then you'd get an essence of the person as well, to know who they were and what they were, and to get a real feel of what they would truly want.
And that's the key bit, isn't it? Just trying to understand what it is that was important to somebody before they lost their ability to express their wishes, and to have those wishes taken into account in terms of their future care. I'm just going to put a thing on the screen here, and this is a leaflet from Dying Matters, who are another charity that we work closely with. And this is their new leaflet for talking about dying with people affected by dementia. And this leaflet is available on the Dying Matters website. And I think one of the key things here is why talk about the future? And they make a list here. And I guess when you've done this job for a while, it becomes really clear as to why you want to do this, because you know that actually knowing what a person wants really helps you to care for them. Is that your experience?
Yeah, yeah, it is, because a lot of by the time a lot of the families come to us, they've had quite a rocky road, a lot of uncertainty along the way. So I think this tool would help people to know with some certainty as to what's going to happen to the loved one, that they can make choices, make sure that the care is how they'd have wished it to be, and the people involved who they'd like to be. Um,
How do
just
you start that conversation? What do you do?
some families um, request themselves,
Right.
um, but otherwise, when we've spent time with people, we see where the journey's going and can kind of pick up on prompts. Maybe if they've had a hospital admission that hasn't been a great experience, then
Okay.
we'll tap into that and say, well, would you like this to happen again? Would you like alternatively to be supported at home, GP? So this advanced care planning kind of allows us to work with other members of the MDT to ensure that maybe somebody could stay at home if that was the wishes, for example.
So it's about understanding what the patient wants, what the carer knows about the patient, and then making those plans for future care. And I
Yeah,
think it's about that peace of mind thing that they mention here, and about this common thing of not being a burden that we hear frequently, don't we?
yeah.
So what to talk about? Well, I'd imagine that the first question is, uh, how long have I got, or how long have my loved one got? But that's so difficult to say, isn't it, with dementia?
Yeah, it's very unpredictable. And, they can be in a situation where they think the loved one's coming to the end and they can rally, and yeah, which causes a lot of difficulties and uncertainty again.
So making plans around finance, making plans around where you want to be cared for, and what's important to you seem to be the main themes around advanced care planning. And some people will want to go into more detail, such as planning a funeral, organ donation, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
In my experience, really, most people just want to say, I don't want to be in pain. I just want to be cared for. I want to know someone is there to help. What's your experience around the advanced care planning discussions that you've had?
Mainly that the loved one's going to be treated with dignity and respect,
Absolutely.
like you say, pain free, to have the symptoms controlled, um, and to be in a warm, kind, caring environment, which is entirely what the person with dementia needs.
Exactly.
And sorry, a lot of the time it's at home in their own setting where possible, and that's where the tool comes really into play.
So when you've had these conversations, where do you write them down?
So we use the local advanced care planning tool. So there are two. There's one for somebody that has capacity, and there's one for those who don't have capacity. So on that, there's a variety of boxes that you can fill in, and it can be your first preferred place of care, and then you can have an alternative as well. Also, how the funeral would like to be. Have they ever considered? Have they ever spoke about in the past cremation or burial? Um, and it's just kind of bringing back the conversations that families have had over the years.
Yeah, exactly that. It's about trying to understand that person as an individual and what their previous wishes were, if they ever expressed them, just trying to find out what's important to that person that you're seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always make sure that people are aware that it's not set in stone. It's something that can change.
Yes.
Um, because they've said it at one point in the journey doesn't mean that's going to be right
Yeah.
later on down the line. So they're not tied to that decision. It's just an expression of wishes.
So just to summarize then, because we're just going to be brief about this, it's a huge topic, I know, but just to say that what we're trying to do is, with advanced care planning, is to talk about a person's wishes around their future care, which can be their physical care, their emotional care, and then we document that in one that locally we use called My Care My Way, and that is held by the patient and shared with whoever they come across in terms of their healthcare. I'm just going to I'll repeat, there's the leaflet, and you can get those from the Dying Matters website. I'm sure we can download those too. Nick, was there anything else you wanted to add here?
Just if anybody is struggling at the minute in this COVID crisis, with a loved one at home or in care, happy to take referrals and offer support over the telephone at the minute, because we know it is a difficult time and people are in need of that extra support. So
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for the work that you're doing, and thank you for taking part in this video today. Okay.
thank you.